I greet you in Jesus' precious name. Welcome to the farm. It's a beautiful summer's day. And as you can see by the dams behind us, they are all overflowing. The small one goes into the bigger one and the bigger one to the next one. We've got a series of 4 dams. They're not big, but they're good for watering our cattle and for other things like fighting fires. We use them to fill up our water carts. But I want to say to you today, how do you feel? Do you feel that you are important? Or do you feel that no one cares for you? We want to call this program Loneliness. Do you feel lonely today? Do you feel abandoned? Maybe your wife has died. Maybe your husband died. Maybe your children have just left home. Maybe you, young man, are at university for your first year and you thought it was going to be great, and all of a sudden you sit in your room on the campus and you're all by yourself. Loneliness is a terrible thing. They tell me it's one of the worst positions to be in. Well, you don't have to be lonely because Jesus Christ loves you and He chose you to be His friend, to be His spokesman, to be His ally in the war against darkness. He needs you. He wants you. He loves you. How can I prove that? Well, if you go to the Word of God in John chapter 15 and verse 16. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatever you ask the Father in my name, He may give you. And that's a beautiful thing for me to know. You know, sometimes when the devil's having a full go at me, and he says, you'll never make it, and you're no use, and you're doing something you're not qualified for, and nobody's going to listen to you. Yeah, that's how the devil comes. He's the accuser of the brethren. See, we're the brethren. He's the accuser of the brethren. He doesn't accuse people in the world. He doesn't have to because they already belong to him. He accuses the brethren, and that's how he comes against us. He tries to knock us down, break us down. You'll never make it. That's when you've got to say to him very clearly that you have been chosen by God. God chose you, God anointed you, and God appointed you. That's what keeps you going. That's where your confidence comes. When people say, yeah, but what education do you have? What theological education do you have that you can preach the gospel? No, I don't. I didn't have the privilege of that. I'm actually a farmer, but I'm a chosen farmer, just like Job was also chosen by God. See? And that is what keeps me going, and that's where my confidence comes from. If my confidence is in people's opinions, I would have given up this work a long time ago, I can tell you. Because if it's up to people, one day you're 10 foot tall. You know, you're the greatest thing that ever happened. And the next day you're useless. You're hopeless. You'll never make it. So Oswald Chambers, who wrote that beautiful devotional, My Utmost for His Highest, he said, I never read the newspapers to find out about flattery or criticism, because they are both evil. So he doesn't worry. He goes to the closet. He goes to his quiet time room and he finds out what the Lord who chose him has got to say about the situation. So don't listen to man's opinion, okay? Because they'll give you, as many men as you ask, they'll give you different opinions. Go to the Lord, write it down, make it plain. God called me. I've got the scriptures to prove it. I know He called me. And I know He's chosen me. And I will continue to do this work until He takes me home. God bless you and goodbye.